was like, oh, I need to take a picture of that. And I was like, how? The idea that I couldn't take a picture of something had become something that I forgot about.
Right.
I take a picture of everything. I probably take 400 pictures a day. I'm like, I like that logo. Bang. I like that street. Bang. Like,
it's cool to be able to do it, but now we're also inundated with images all over the world. Yeah. And a lot of them are horrific events, which is the things that people are trying to capture the most. So it's like every day, like what's going on today? Like there's right now, Iran is bombing Israel. So there's missiles. Do you know about this?
Nope.
It's fucking terrifying, dude. It's on like Donkey Kong right now. Iran, see if you can get some of the footage. Iran is launching hundreds of missiles at Israel. And there was a mass shooting, some sort of a terror attack in Tel Aviv today as well. So there's some sort of coordinated attack on Israel. Obviously, Israel just did that stuff with Hezbollah where they blew up the pagers and blew up walkie-talkies and killed a bunch of people and then shot a bunch of bombs into Lebanon, and it's all getting very, very scary. It's all ramping up in a fucking terrifying way. But this video, it also shows that the Iron Dome, you know, Israel's famous missile defense system, it doesn't seem to be catching all of them. I mean, if you have enough launched your way at the same time, some of them are going to sneak through. So this is what it looks like right now. It's fucking crazy. These are all missiles, man, flying at Israel.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's fucking terrifying.
And the Iron Dome,
this isn't even the best video. The video that I was seeing was them impacting.
And the Iron Dome is basically a system to shoot them out of the sky?
Yes. So this is where you see the Iron Dome is working. So when they blow up, that's the Iron Dome. So what it is they find the trajectory of these missiles. The ones that are going to open area, they let them slip through because it's not going to harm anything. And then like those are hitting down. But the ones that are going into the city area, they shoot down. And, you know, I don't know how many missiles they have to do this. I mean, you'd have to have fucking thousands on standby. Because if they just launch enough at you, you're not going to have enough missiles. It's like...
They launched 180 ballistic missiles.
Wow. Can you imagine being in a city and you see 180 missiles coming at you?
I don't know how people live continuously in areas where there's war zones. Like I know, like my friend Matt Gutman from ABC News, like he works there and I've seen him running through the streets and doing that hard-hitting stuff. But there's also just people getting their groceries.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, man, this happens every day. Like I have friends that live in Israel.
Human beings are very adaptable, unfortunately. Well, fortunately, because that's why we're still here.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we get accustomed to some pretty horrific conditions, and that's what people are accustomed to. I mean, imagine living in Gaza. Imagine that. You were living in a place where literally a year ago today, it was fine. It was normal.
Yeah.
And then now it's rubble. And there's tens of thousands of people dead.
And that's an example of what you're saying about seeing these images all the time. I remember when that popped off, and I'm a big believer in you pick one thing that for most people, unless you're, you know, Elon or somebody that can have a bunch of different things going on. But for most of us, you got to live your life and you got to pick one thing that you can help. From a lot of people, that's your family. For me, I've dedicated myself to protecting the Amazon. When it comes to everything else, like when I start opening my phone, I remember this. I was at my friend's house and it was 7 o'clock in the morning and I opened my phone and it was a picture of a guy lifting his dead baby with a crushed skull. And I threw my phone across the room, and it ruined my whole day. And it's absolutely horrific. And I have become a person that really shields myself from a lot of what's going on because the hysteria levels right now.
Yeah.
I don't think, like, even World War II times, they go, okay, Pearl Harbor just hit off, and people are like, wow, this is crazy. But I don't think you were inundated with it all day long. You read the newspaper, you talked to a few people, and then you're like, all right, well, cool, I got to go get Johnny from school and blah, 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 blah.
Right, you didn't see it on your phone 24/7
and it's
all
not,
day long.
Israel's popping off, the South is getting flooded, you know, the Amazon's burning, everything is happening all at once, and it's all coming through on the screen.
So it says Iran launches missile attack on Israel, but Israeli military says no casualties reported. So I guess that was the thing that we're saying, that the Iron Dome, when they know that something's going to go to an open area where there's no one there, they don't even bother wasting a missile on that. A U.S. defense official said the United States intercepted some of the missiles to help defend Israel. So we're over there, too, doing that. The IDF is doing and will do everything necessary to protect the civilians of the state of Israel. The Israeli military said in a statement warning people in the country to stay in shelters. The explosions you hear originate from interceptions or falls of missiles. The air defense system detects and intercepts threats all the time. So what happened in Tel Aviv today, Jamie? There was some sort of mass shooting in Tel Aviv that coincided with this, which is really scary. It's like what they experienced on October 7th. Okay, fucking ads. At least 8 dead in suspected terror attack shooting in Tel Aviv. So they even, Jesus Christ. Let's scroll down to that image. So some dude's just gunning people down. Scroll up. The deadly ordeal unfolded when 2 gunmen jumped off a train in the central Israeli city of Jaffa, and started firing at just after 7 p.m. local time, according to authorities. 8 killed, at least 7 wounded. And, a lot of people, look at that guy's dead right there. A lot of people there are armed too, which is fucking crazy.
Civilians?
Yeah.
Just walking around just in case.
Hot girls in Israel, like you can see them at a coffee shop with with an AR hanging off a rifle sling. Yeah. There's like a bunch of videos of them because many of these people, you have mandatory military service in Israel.
Yeah, that I know.
So all the civilians have to. There's no civilians. Like everyone is at least a former soldier.
Well, you got to be ready, right?
Yeah, you have to be.
If I saw shit like that in the
hot
sky,
girls walking on the street with machine guns.
Hot girls with machine guns.
How nuts! But that's just the world they live in. It's
Look at them; they're just hanging out.
Yep.
There's a baby.
Right. I mean, look, she has like cute shoes on. It's like at any moment it could pop off, and so they don't fuck around. They just stay strapped. They don't just stay strapped. They stay strapped with fucking weapons of war.
Those are no
yeah,
joke.
those are no joke.
That ain't a 6-shooter.
No, she's got a gigantic magazine. She's probably got spare magazines. Yeah, and she probably knows how to shoot it.
I was gonna say,
she was in the military.
Think she know how to use it?
Yeah.
So it's men and women. Men and
service. Yeah, women have to join the Israeli military as well. Look, they're surrounded. I mean, this is something that's very different. It's very different than us.